What's good, y'all, man? It is your boy Sniper Cakes, and I have a crazy video for you guys. I am interviewing Tryrell, and he has his own sneaker store, and he has been reselling full time. Like his full time income is reselling, has a family. But in this video, we're going to talk about exactly what happened that allowed him to increase his business by 80%. 80%. Guys, if you're interested in sneaker reselling and taking it to the next level, make sure you hit the link below. I have a free live training that teaches you how to get sneakers in bulk and how to sneaker resell and take it to the next level. Hope you enjoy. Let's go.
Who?
Go, brother. Yes, sir, man. Excited for you to, be on this call. Again, you've been doing great things with the store, just taking it to the next level and, getting more clients, good, more customers. So today, man, I just want to show the viewers or let the viewers know kind of the mindset and what changed for you to start to accelerate, with your business. Because again, you've been putting in a lot of work and its results have shown. So first things first, Tryrell, give us a background of what you were doing before you were reselling. Like, were you, just working? Like, what were you doing before you started reselling? Now you have your store. Like, what was that journey?
Before I got into reselling, man, I was selling used cars, man. I was out there on the lot
Man,
trying to sell used cars, man. That's what I was doing.
man, okay, you're selling used cars. So what made you want to get into sneaker reselling? Was it just, man, you was always a sneakerhead and you wanted to kind of see if you can make money? Like, what was that inspiration to get into sneaker reselling?
Oh yeah, always been a sneakerhead from the jump. But what made me want to get into reselling was just my passion for sneakers. I've always been a sneakerhead at heart. So I saw a little opportunity, like a gap to get in there. So I was like, man, let me see what I can do. Because at the end of the day, I wanted to get my own pairs first because I like shoes, I like sneakers. But then when I got into it, I was like, man, how can I make money doing this? You
Right.
know, because it's passion, something that I always loved.
Yeah, that's awesome because I know you have a family, at home, you got kids. So, again, now you own a store. So let's go back a little bit. Okay, so you have a passion for sneakers. Okay, this is something that I can make some money on. But what made you make the decision like, man, I want to have my own store if I can make something shake with the store. So what was that process? What was that mindset?
Man, just seeing the opportunity, seeing that the price of sneakers, and seeing what the price I can get them for, and just seeing that I was just looking. It's like, hey, man, there's some easy money to be made here. If I can get these sneakers at certain prices, and I can sell them at these prices, I can easily make money. That's what I was just looking at, like an easy solution to get out of the situation that I was in. And sneakers at that point was was it for me.
Yeah, and that's dope because again, people feel like with sneaker reselling, it got to be this very complicated, sophisticated thing. No, it's very simple. You get the sneakers at the right price and you're able to sell them. And the great thing about sneakers is that it's a growing industry. By 2030, it's supposed to be, I believe like 30 billion in sneaker reselling as a industry. So there's a lot of money to be made in sneaker reselling, but you just got to execute and know what you're doing. So you've been working with me, one on one for some time. And when you first started, you had your store, but sales weren't booming like you wanted it to be. So give us perspective of how the store was running before we kind of linked up and what needed to happen for it to actually accelerate. So give us some kind of background with the store, back in let's say, November, December.
Yes, sir. Well, the problem with the store was just not getting the pairs at the right price. Everything was about getting pairs at the right price and getting pairs in bulk. That was my issue, and that was my problem was just getting them at the right price where they can move at a good price where it's fair to me and the consumer as well.
Gotcha. Okay, so that was one of your barriers. Also, I
Yes.
know we spoke about one of your barriers was continue to get people to buy and really utilizing online, social media, and all those different things just to continue to get clients there. So that's something that we talked about. So, you're doing well. November, December, we linked together. You started doing some social media, marketing stories, reels. And what changed for your store as we started to kind of get more clients and start that social media and campaign and marketing? What kind of changed with the store?
Once I linked up with you and Snipe University was just consistency, just doing things on a consistent level, marketing on a consistent level, buying shoes at the right price on a consistent level. So pretty much it was all about consistency, and that's what you taught me. Snipe University taught me was do things consistently.
Yeah, consistency is the key to reselling. Here's the biggest problem Tryrell with most people. People want to get in this industry and they just want to put a little bit of work and they think it's going to be magic dust and they're going to make a ton of money. It doesn't work that way. You got to be consistent and you got to understand and educate yourself about sneaker reselling. Like if you treat this like a business, like what you're doing with your store, you're going to get paid as a business. So, okay, we link together. You start doing more marketing on your social media. Your social media has been busting. You've been getting tens of thousands of views on your content. Okay, you're getting better pairs. You're getting sneakers in bulk. We'll talk about bulk in a second. But what has been the results from that? Because I know you've been crushing it, making a ton of money in these past couple of months. Because I know November, December was decent, but let's talk about kind of the shift as you started to do things more consistent and having again a plan of action these last couple of months.
Pretty much it's just putting my pairs on every single platform that you told me to, whatever it may be, and getting it out there and just marketing, making reels, putting pairs on Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, um, whatever it may be, Alias, StockX, Poison, eBay, all those, just linking, putting everything together and making the effort to just market myself, post pictures of my pairs, and just letting everybody know what I have available to sell.
Yeah, and I know as a result, I know you kind of like two times your sales, from what you did in December in, one of these earlier months. So, you've been selling a lot more sneakers and your sales have double, triple. Like what has been the results? Like how has your kind of your sales exploded?
Honestly, I would say 80%, 80% more of
Wow.
everything I've been doing before. As soon as I linked up with you and I got your coaching, your tutelage, everything's been up 80%. Like the sales have been good, sourcing has been good, everything has been better. And so now what I'm working on is just buying the right pairs, figuring out my market in the city that I'm in, and just executing that in the best to the best of my ability. And so I'm just learning my market and figuring out my market and trying to dominate the market that I'm in.
Yeah, and it's doing your homework. And I love what you said. And I want to
Sure.
go back to what you said. You said 80%. That's no joke.
No,
80%
not at all.
increase with your business because again, you have a you have a store that you're actually selling your sneakers from. So it's not like you're at your mom's house selling these sneakers. It's like you have some overhead. So an 80% increase is huge, but you put in the work. And I love when you talk about consistency. So you talked about you're listing on all platforms, you're doing social media. Like, what systems do you have in play? Because if you're going to be consistent, you got to have some routine or system. Like, what are you doing system wise to actually get these results and, really progress your business? Is it you have like a morning, as soon as I get to the store, I do this, this? Like, what are the systems you have in play that allows your business to grow 80%, which is no joke?
Right. Since I work with you one on one, I can call you whenever I want to. Is what you've been telling me from the jump is make reels, do reels on Instagram, go hard on Instagram. From what you told me, from what we've done, is you told me that my most of my sales are coming from Instagram, so I've been focusing on that. I've been trying to make consistent reels on Instagram, and I've been putting it out there, showing my face, doing whatever that needs to be done, and I'm seeing the results of that. So just putting my parents out there, putting myself out there, just trying to excel on any platform that I can, and that's what's been helping me out, and everything that I've learned from you.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, man. That's the biggest thing is having because his consistency, having routines, continue to put out content. and just getting the right sneakers. So you mentioned buying sneakers in bulk, and I know you've done some bulk purchasing. I saw those New Balances that you just picked up. So what is the game changer with bulk? Like what has bulk allowed you to kind of do with your business?
Well, bulk allows what allowed me to do was to buy the sneakers that are selling fast at the right time because everything's about timing and everything's about pricing. So with you, I've been learning with the supply and demand test that you can only learn at Snipe University is to buy the shoes at the right time. So it's the right sizes, the price, and just everything. Like it's just the the right price at the right time and the right sizing equals sales.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. It's the analytics behind the business. And I tell people like
Yes, sir.
treat this like a business. You get paid as a business, but so many resellers, they just do things by chance. When you do things by chance, by luck, that's not a formula for success. So you talked about the supply test, the demand test, understanding what sizes you need to get. If you know those things, that's going to allow you to elevate and really kind of grow your business. So let's go back to when you started and to where you're at now. What advice would you give to somebody that's new? What advice would you give to your younger self that started reselling to kind of forward that success? Like what would you tell new resellers and yourself, years ago when you started to resell? Like what advice would you give to those people?
Man, I would just tell new resellers to buy the right shoes at the right price at the right time. Everything I just said before, because that is everything. It doesn't matter what it is, you need to buy fast selling shoes at the right price, and that equals money. Because if you find something that is flying off the shelves and you can buy it at the right price that people are willing to spend that money, you're guaranteed going to make money. So if you can lock that in, you're guaranteed going to be successful. And since working with you one on one, I can call you whenever I want to, text you whenever I want to. That's what's been working out for me.
Yeah, for sure. And I love that right there. Is like it's a formula to success. Again, it's not gonna be you do nothing and you hope that you get results. If you're gonna have success in anything, it's gonna take work. It's gonna take, consistency, like you said. And that's
Yes,
what
sir.
I loved about you is like you've been consistent, man. When I told you about social media and kind of leveraging that, especially with your store, like you never, was like, oh man, Sniper, I don't know if I can do that. You just did it and now your sales have grown by 80%, and now just progressing and continue to grow, like you said, really mastering your market, because again, you do this full time. This is not something where it's like, hey, I can I can take a week off. Like this is your business, and I'm so glad to see your success and taking care of your family with sneakers, guys. You see that Tryrell right here is taking his care of his family with some leather like sneakers. So, that's dope, brother. But I'm looking forward, kind of to see you continue to progress and everything. But I would love for you to give the viewers, kind of your Instagram and everything so we can get everybody to follow you. Because again, what you're doing is, dope, and people can really take from what you're doing in Instagram to implement to their business to start getting results. So I would love for you to kind of share all your info so people can follow you, brother.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks, Nick. My Instagram is at Sneaker Nation 559. I'm over here in Fresno, in the heart of California, in the Central Valley. So if you need some pairs, man, follow me, hit me up. I'll definitely work with you because I work with Snipe, so I can get you the pairs at the right price for sure.
Absolutely, brother. And last thing before we end this call, man, how long have you been owning the store and like what has the store done for you? Because again, there's some people there's probably watching like, hey, I want a sneaker store, and that's their dream. And some people like myself, they want to do it from, whatever location they want to go to. So kind of, give us some background, of how long you've been in the store and kind of what the store has done for you, brother.
Okay. Yeah, I just got this store in July of 2024, so it's brand new. I'm starting something out brand new. I've been reselling for a while, but my storefront is brand new. It's a baby, it's a newborn, and I'm just nursing this thing. And with all of your tutelage and everything that you've been teaching me, and the systems that you have in place, I've been building it slowly but surely, and it's coming to everything that I want it to be. And I'm making money. Like you said before, this is the only thing that I do. I don't do anything else. I don't have another job. I come here every day and I sell shoes. So that's
That sounds like the dream, brother. That sounds like the dream.
yeah, I have no complaints, man. Like I have no complaints. I love shoes. Like I talked to you before, I said I want to make money and I want to make it through shoes, and that's what I've been doing so far, man. And I have no complaints, and I just want to stay on this grind. I want to continue this grind, and I want to see to what I can grow it to be.
Awesome, brother, man. Man, I appreciate you getting on this call and really giving people, inspiration, belief, mindset, and just showing people they can make this happen if they actually are consistent, take the education and kind of progress from there. Appreciate you, Tryrell. Keep being consistent, brother. Keep the head down. Keep doing what you're doing. And man, your business is going to continue to grow, grow, grow. And the sky's the limit, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Snipe. I appreciate everything that you've done for me, man. You and your team, the whole university, everything's been great. I'm loving it. I just love the whole aspect of it. You've been teaching me things that I didn't know, and things that I'm learning, and things to increase and better my business. And what that does, it allows me to honestly just to take care of my family easier. And I love it, man. Thank you for everything.
Man, appreciate you, brother, man. Man, we'll talk soon, man. Appreciate you, brother, man. Have a good rest of your night, and then we'll talk soon.
You too, sir. Thank you for everything, boss.
Anytime, brother, man. So, guys, that is the video with Tryrell. Very inspirational. Again, him doing this full time, his only income through sneaker reselling, and how him working with me and him actually being and learning from me directly allowed him to go to the next level. Make sure you're at my free live training that is going down. Link is in the description section. That live training will be incredible, spectacular, off the chain. So make sure you are there. See you there. Really do appreciate you guys. Never kicks out. Peace.